It's been trending, it's making the rounds. In fact, this particular secretariat has been one that for many years on, there have been talks about renovating and working on it and doing this and doing that. We know that while the governor was in full capacity functioning as governor of Rivers State, there were certain works that were said to have been done. There were talks about trying to solve the water problems. There were talks about the elevators now working. There were even talks about painting some parts of the secretariat at the time. Remember that visit? Maybe you don't remember, but there was this very popular visit of the governor to the secretariat complex. And that visit had a lot of people talking, a lot of people excited, and including, of course, the civil servants. And it was after that visit that a few things were said to have been done. But it is not the first time that the call for renovation of the secretariat has been made. In fact, under the governor, while he was in full functioning in full capacity, there were also talks that after the light work that was done, there was going to be a talk about monies to be budgeted for the total renovation of the secretariat, and many were looking for that to happen. In fact, the administration had said it was going to ensure that that was done. That was within the first year to the second, going into the second year, before we had during the first year, before we had the political turmoil that followed. And then that engulfed a major part of the first 2 years of the administration. And now the same conversation of renovating the secretariat has come up again. I'll take our minds back first to 2018. Yeah, 2018 is where we go to first. Now in 2018, the FCT minister now was governor, and at that time the chairman of the PDP was Felix Oboa, who had commended the governor because the governor that time, Nyesom Wike, had promised to revamp the secretariat complex in Port Harcourt, state capital. So that was the first promise in 2018. He described in his words, I'm quoting parts of what Felix Oboa had said at the time. He described the gesture as a welcome development that would be deeply appreciated by the people of the state, irrespective of party affiliation. He said, the decaying edifice is yet another sad reminder of the colossal failure of previous administration. Now, remember, under the administration of Rotimi Amechi, that was where they were coming from at the time, and it was not in a very good state as well. I mean, the secretariat as a structure, it wasn't in a good state, and that was exactly what was being described here by Sir Felix Oboa at the time. He says, for 8 years, despite enormous resources at the disposal of the administration of Rotimi Amechi, of course, nothing was done to improve the secretariat, which is an important landmark in the state. Now, that was in 2018 now, and that's not all. The emergency visit that came by as a call for oversight function by members of the assembly, the committee set up for the emergency in Rivers State had visited, and upon that visit made some remarks which led to a pronouncement by the sole administrator of the state to say we are going to get into an emergency work and renovate the secretariat. That's also very interesting, but let me also take our minds back to when the sole administrator first came. This is August. Sometime in May, the sole administrator of the state announced a plan for the rehabilitation of the state secretariat. This was in May. The announcement was made during a leadership training workshop for civil servants. In that time, the administrator stated that upon recent inspection, they had revealed challenges like power supply problem, non-functional elevators, and poor sanitary conditions. And then he said that they were going to renovate it and create a modern, efficient, and dignified workspace for the civil servants. This was in May. This is August. Now in August, following that emergency inspection of the House of Reps ad hoc committee on Rivers State emergency rule, again, the committee has ordered relocation of civil servants from Azado's work environment, citing poor state of the complex. The state administrator, has given 48 hours to begin compliance measures. Now, my question is, this promise was first made in May. How come Because the same situation that they have now is what they had in May. How come work didn't go on then? What could have been the problem? How come the renovation did not start? At least in May, you would have said there was quite a lot of time between May, June, July, over 2 months for something to have been done. The question again on the other side is, now that we're saying, oh, it's an emergency, everybody move to somewhere, we're going to do this and do that and renovate. We have just a month or less than a month for this emergency rule to run out. Is this a sign that there's going to be an extension of the emergency rule? Because if there isn't, there was already a plan by the governor at the time to renovate that complex, and there were talks about contractors and monies. So you would also ask, if it is a thing of continuation, perhaps the sole administrator, upon assuming that office, would have continued with whatever plan the governor had in place to renovate the secretariat. Unfortunately, we did not hear that or see that happen. All right, let's say that is gone. Now that this is going to happen in less than a month, would he be able to supervise this and complete it in that time, knowing that we also have a local government election that needs to also be supervised and looked at this time? And then, let's say for whatever reason, it doesn't, make it in time. What happens afterwards? So there are several questions, because one thing we can all agree is that the Secretariat needs urgent work. Urgent work is what the Secretariat needs. But the circumstances around which this work would be done is a question. Already, there are some who are beginning to say, well, this move now is just about making money. Now, remember, this is not the only place Sole Administrator had visited and made promises that they were going to revamp. There were promises made about hospitals. I can't remember which of them now. I'll try to get some of these facts out. Hold on. I need to, so that we are more specific. And then we'll see how the possibility of attending to all of these things in a short space of time, which is the major concern now for a lot of people. You heard in the news the concerns already being raised by stakeholders in the state who have been responding and reacting to this. Some of them have said the directive is it is going to lead to more waste. Professor George Ahunaya, professor, he said that the lawmakers, the directive for the immediate renovation will lead to more waste of state resources. And he also argued the committee's visit to Rivers State was unnecessary. So I understand that politicians don't do anything because they just want to do it. They don't just do anything. And it will raise a lot of questions, especially with just a month to go. Everybody would have felt like, okay, wait, after the month is exhausted, the emergency possibly suspended or removed, then we can get back to properly handling these issues. But why the rush? Same thing was said about the appointments in just a month. And I think we had that conversation sometime last week. So let's get your thoughts. Do you believe that this work would be done by the administrator this time? Like I said, this was not the first time they are saying that they want to renovate that secretariat. Under this administrator, we had it said in May that they were going to do that. And here we are. I don't want to say nothing was done, but here we are. And we are about to do it again. So now that we have less time, is it possible? Do you believe that this will be done in record time so civil servants can, do their work in a more conducive environment? 0817-923-0007. 0817-923-0007. You can also call 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0002 are some of the numbers you can call to join the conversation this morning. Again, 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. Let's go to the phone lines and get your thoughts quickly. Tell us your name. Tell us where you're calling from. Good morning.
Okay, Ifiemi, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you.
Okay, my name is Victor, calling from Rumukusi.
All right, go on.
Ifiemi, how did you believe it's has made promise of renovating this farm at what did you call it?
You are the one coming. The cassava farm was one. Or also promised they were going to revitalize. The Songhai farm was the other one.
This other one at Atali and Elimbu.
The cassava plant and the Songhai farm.
Okay. All those promises and the hospital, this hospital, what did you call this hospital here? All those promises, I've never seen anything done. Now, Ifiemi, I want to draw your attention to one of the. I'm sorry, I'm digressing a little. Look at the dustbin that they have been complaining every day. Everywhere is messed with dustbin. And this is one of the who has been complaining about dustbin. He is the chairman of the Zwama now. Look at everywhere. Now, what is the possibility? It is the next month that the what did you call it? The state of emergency is expiring, I think.
Yes.
Now, how many days? If you ask my opinion, is the way of siphoning River State money. Presently, allegedly, are you aware that almost every unit, every ward, there are people that are collecting money every month? This is River State Fund. The ambition of this man in this very office, allegedly, is to siphon River State money and mess your place up. Leave it for the coming River State governor. The governor will just come in and just sit down like that, as like a monument. In the next 3 or 2 years, this is the target. Because all these things, at the end of the day, they will collect it. They will tell you they have paid 90%, they have paid 80%. The guy will just come and sit down and be borrowing money. At the end of the day, the tenure has finished. Ifiemi, we have been captured, if you ask me.
All right. Good morning, Nigeria Info. Okay, we lost that call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Ifiemi.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, my name is Chimadik. I'm talking to you from Mokuta.
Okay.
Yeah, tell me, you see the problem that we have, let me say African as a whole. Once things want to work out as in a very good way, the first thing we will see is the bad aspect of it. I can remember when this administration came initially, I wanted to renovate that complex. It was even in your station here, how River people were shouting. They shouted down River State that he's not an administrator, that is not his work. In fact, he's supposed to be here. It's illegal. He's even going to Shanghai and something. They shouted how short that his administration is going to be. It's just 6 months. It's just 2 months. We are all here. And I think that what we are doing already, that these people don't hear it. They hear it also. That is why we try our best to still talk to so that they will still say how they can do it. But what do you do? Now, if not the ad hoc committee that come to say this thing must be.
Hold on, Chima, are you indirectly saying that the reason why they didn't do the work since May when they first promised was because people on radio said that is just an administrator?
I mean, what we are doing here, do you not think?
No, it's a yes or no. It's a yes or no answer, Chima. Are you saying that is why? Chima, no. Now, Chima, you insinuated something that we need to clarify. Are you trying to say that what you are saying now, that people complained that time, people said this and that? Are you trying to say that is why the project was not embarked on in May when the promise was first made?
I am not hiding my mouth. I said that is one of the reasons. Let me ask you one question.
Okay.
Let me ask you. Do you remember the first time that the appointment of this appointment now would have done about someone becoming the chairman of the WAMA? You know how they shouted, and it was
But at the time, Chima, again, at the time the shouting happened, did the government come out and say that no or yes? Did they come out and debunk? Did the government put out a statement? Listen, Chima, did the government put out a statement to debunk that at that time? Yes or no?
They will not come out to make that kind of.
Did they come out to debunk the list at that time? Because you're also referring to that list that came out at the time.
Now, for them not to have debunked it that time, and they did not do it, and now they not did it now. Do you not see that they would have done it that time?
Chima, there was a statement. Chima, there was a statement. There was a statement from government that came in at that time, not to believe everything that was going on social media. Just in case you didn't know, there was, and okay, this is not the first time that people are protesting activities of the government. I can't remember the last time that people said no and then the thing wasn't done. The election that is going on, a lot of people said no to it, but it's still going on. The appointment of people into the civil service, Chima, hold on. Appointment of people into the civil service, a lot of people said no. Everywhere on radio, on social media, did the appointment go on or not? Yes, it did. So don't you think it's unfair to want to make an excuse? And the excuse you can come up with is that because people complained, that's one of the reasons why, even though the promise was made in May at that time, they didn't go on to renovate the secretariat.
Ifiemi, now let me tell you, I think now there's a marching order that secretary should be done. And another statement of a state, which is the like of Mr. Emeka Woki, is coming now to discounteling it. Don't you know I'm making understand? Are you now seeing other people coming again, calling on radio? Do you think that these people don't hear it? Are we talking for just talking sake? When you talk and talk, the government will hear you. Even if they will not do one thing or the other. Even if you see some movie like the Rome, go and watch the movie Rome, you see that the people's voice, the government hears it and do according to the people want it. Even if they not come
Exactly. So can the people, are you going to say that they will hear the people's voice now and stop the local government election?
The local government election is a process.
All right, Chima, thank you. I just wanted to be clear. I think you made the clarification. So your excuse, however, though, is, well, it might be mind-boggling to some people, especially because, man, the people have also complained about several other things that the government went on to do. Well, not to say that you're speaking for the government, would also let the government decide whether it is because people said that was why the sole administrator did not go ahead with fulfilling the promise he made when he first came in May with regards to renovating the secretariat. That would only be from him to say what could have been the reason why there was a delay and why it is now that we're getting what we're getting. And even now that we are hearing a marching order and so on and so forth, is it doable within a month? That's a question several other people are asking. Somehow the opinion that we should just wait. For me and for many others, I'm sure, whatever way it wants to happen, people just want to see that the secretariat gets a facelift and civil servants can do their work and do their work in a conducive environment. Good morning.
Good morning, my brother, man.
You're welcome.
Thank you. My name is Good News. I'm calling from Port Harcourt. Let me start by saying that I see this as an act of siphoning reverse money. When we are talking about the budget, I didn't think that this was part of a major project that was included in the budget of a bank. If not, they would have brought it out. What we saw in the budget was, what we saw in the budget was, one, the flying boats, two, CCTV cameras, and which major one again that we are all shouting that they still went ahead to do what they want to do. Okay, look at the secretariat. All the time former Governor Wike was in seat, people were lamenting. Commissioners never use their offices. They do down. They'll go down to do what they go down to do their project, make photocopies on the ground. It was issues everybody knows. Grass grows on the walls. But under Governor, it started working. Lights came in, and the place started becoming alive. Even some of us were happy. Since after him left, this man came. The place became moribund. And they say now,
all right,
work on it.
Thank you very much. Let's go for a short commercial. We continue afterwards. Good morning.
No throw away dirty for gutter.
on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, the conversation continues. My name is Ifiemi Andrew. Good morning. Well, reactions have continued to trail the visit of the other committee on Rivers Emergency Rule, who visited the state, and it was a tour that took a tour of the State Secretariat, and the latest is that we need to fix this. We need to fix this, and the sole administrator is given a marching order. Workers, they say that we're asked to move so that work can be done. And they say workers cannot work in an unsafe place, which brought me to say this unsafe place, they've been working there since 2018 or 2012 or so. I mean, from the Amechi time, 8 years, they were working there without any renovation. Former Governor Wike came, they worked there again for another 8 years, no renovation, the unsafe place. In the early parts of this administration, the first 1 year, a couple of months, they were working there as well. In fact, while the political drama was ongoing, that was where the civil servants were working, that unsafe place. Upon the arrival of the sole administrator, before he made his promise in May, they were working in that unsafe place. He made the promise and they continued working in that unsafe place. Now it's when, gladly, everyone has realized that place is very unsafe and they can't continue working there. So they have to move. Work needs to be done. The big question now is this just a show, media propaganda just to excite the people, or is this for real? This is where the stand is. This is the divide. There are those that believe that it's for real, and even if we have just a month left for the state of emergency, the sole administrator can do something. There are others that think that it's just a show, it's just a media propaganda, it's just something to whet the appetite of the people, because in their opinion, and when you look at it, the facts on ground, there was a visit to the cassava plant and there were promises for that to be revamped and rebranded and expanded. Remember that under the governor, there was an expansion of that cassava plant with monies put in there. There was visit to the Songhai farm by the administrator as well, and the work is going to start. We had this. People are also waiting for work to start there as well. Before then, also remember that while the governor was fully in office, there were contractors that had already been spoken with and talks were already on to address that issue. And I remember we had a conversation here in the studio where people were saying, okay, why didn't the administrator just continue with what was on ground? Because he visited, there was communities that he spoke to, and there were another contractor that did this and that, and all of that happened. So you would also not blame people that don't believe this, because they will be looking back at the other promises and saying, the other promises, there was a lot of time to do something. We didn't see it. How are we going to believe this one when there's less time to do something about it? But as it stands, what is important is that civil servants in Rivers State need to get a befitting workspace, and something needs to be done about that secretariat. That's an important one. Whether they are going to use it for politics or they are using it for political reasons, that we cannot tell. But then we can react to the things that we are seeing. That's where we go to the phone lines, 0817-923-0007, 0817-923-0002. Good morning, Nigeria Info.
Hello?
Yes, good morning to you. Your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, Ifiemi, good morning.
Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Muriel, the Okrika woman.
All right, go on.
Ifiemi, I rightly remember that he did not just did not just promise the renovation of the secretariat, but also the Radio Rivers, the state-owned.
Oh, yes. That was another one I was thinking about. He visited and said they were also going to turn around and so on. True. Go on.
Ifiemi, I like to stand on the point of truth. I believe in a month, something can be done. Now, let's not play politics. Let's not say because it's the sole administrator this time. If the sole administrator wants to do this job, he should remove politics from it, because we're to the lives of people now. That makes it a death trap. So if he wants to do this job, he can go ahead and do it. Set the money. Let the money work. Call the contract. Let them start work. Let work be seen. You don't just, because let's not just swindle money, just naming those things, and they just want to take some money out because the time is short. I don't even want to imagine that. I want to believe that it means business, it means what he wants. He said, even if it's just the renovation of these two outfits, let him go ahead. Even if it's just the secretariat alone, if you hear me, let him do it. Because it's Rivers people's money should be used for Rivers people. I don't want to talk about politics for now. I think that is in his own mind, or there are the people that have brought him. But for me, I want to insist that he should go ahead, as he has mentioned it, go ahead and do it today. Let work start today, now. Thank you, Timmy.
All right. Thank you very much, Muriel. She says, let the work start now. Let it start today. Good morning, Nigeria Info.
Good morning, the very distinguished Ifiemi. How are you doing this morning,
sir? Yeah, I'm very fine. Thank you. Good morning. Go ahead.
Happy New Year to you, sir. I remain the very distinguished Temple Okiri. Like the question you asked, if I were, I believe that the State Secretariat Renovation can be done in the next 1 month under the State Administrator. Am I right? I think, to be honest to you, I don't think in the next 1 year, that secretariat will even be, the renovation will be completed. If we must be honest, and we look at the podium block, only the section of that podium block, they're talking about the block C, the block B, and look about the various ministries. Is it the Ministry of Employment, Nation and Economic Empowerment? Is it the Ministry of Agriculture? Is it the staircase? Is it the lift? Is it the interior? You talk about the furniture, the offices. You talk about the equipment, the machines that are inside. Where maybe you have a memo to prepare, then you'll be running up and down the cyber car nearby opposite the secretariat in order to fix things done before even your meeting at the conference will start. So where would they even start? For me, renovating it for me is a good idea, a very fantastic one, because it will enable the workers and even enhance the level of their performance. But as far as that secretariat is concerned, as I told you before, in the next 1 year, it will never be completed because of there is much work to be done. But I don't know what is the rush. But whatever be the rush, like my governor has told me, they have made a peace, which means an agreement has been reached. If this is part of the agreement, I can't cry more than the bereaved. Thank you so much.
Good morning, Nigeria Info.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Ifiemi Andrew. I'm Letambari from Bori.
All right, go on.
Yes, looking at the situation at the River State Secretariat, I think a lot of complaint has been lodged about the issue of that secretariat. And I think I've gone there, see the way things are. I also want to join my voice to call on the sole administrator or the governor that is to come. I think Governor Sim Fobra was trying to, put his hand to see how he can be able to upgrade that secretariat. And at the whole lot, after all noise, front and back, they still left that secretariat in that situation. I think it will not be well if we allow that secretariat, because those who built it have vision for this state. And so they should not allow it to, decay with the way it's going now, because everything is almost going out of that secretariat. So I want to urge the state governor when he's coming, because the sole administrator has just 1 month to leave. And so I want to call on the governor who is to come to see how he can plan and renovate that secretariat. That is all I can go. Thank you. Good morning.
All right. Thank you, Letambari. Good morning, Nigeria Info.
Yeah, Andrew, good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead, please.
Yes, Andrew. Before now, the State Secretariat, the lift, or what they call it, the elevator, wasn't working. It was the governor that brought people who did the repairs of the elevator, and the next in line, because for you to do that renovation, it has to be EPC, engineering, procurement, and construction. You have to do all those together. Now, they have fixed the elevator. The next plan was to fix the light so that there can be constant light. And there was this direct labor thing that they were fixing all the panels and everything. And at the end of the day, they are supposed to bring in independent people with do independent plans that will service that secretariat for at least 8 hours, Radio Rivers and Garden City Radio, all put together. I don't know if you're following me. So if that plan was already on ground, the elevator taken, what are we doing again? Are we now trying to duplicate the job different from what the the governor has put in ground that the sole administrator wants to do? I think he should go back and check the file and see the level of what has been done there. But I think the best time there they would have renovated that secretariat would have been the time. Andrew, remember during the COVID era where they said from level 1 to 12 you stay at home and they stayed for close 6 months, remember? So I thought that this would have been fixed as at that time, but what do I know?
It would have been difficult for it to be fixed that time now. Many companies would also have had COVID as a hindrance to work.
Are you telling me that the IOC is shut down as at that time, or you are bringing Gary Company to come and fix that place?
All right, valid point.
The IOCs were still working and drilling, and before I go, somebody talked about condemnation. That's why that thing was not fixed as at when the sole administration came in. Andrew, the sole local government administrator that was brought in, was there no condemnation? Or we do selective? Andrew, good morning.
All right, good morning, Nigeria Info.
Yes, my dear brother, good morning. My name is Emeka, calling from Lalimini.
Okay.
There's a parable they used to say in our language, in the local English. They say, "Picking way carry come, way come carry, don't die." Let me person come carry and make him go. We have resolved the problem of River State. There is peace in River State. I wonder why that sole administrator is walking up and down, deceiving people that he wants to renovate what. His time is off. He has only 18.
Hello.
Only 18 days to go. I don't know why he is trying to cause confusion more again. Cobra and yes, we can have reconciled. Why is he keeping him there? Why is he working, deceiving people, throwing all the right, deceiving, telling lies that he want to do this, want to do that? Well, in 6 months now, we have not seen anything that he has done. They should stop that. It's 18 years for him to go. There is peace. Is he praying for crisis in River State? Thank you. God bless you.
All right. Good morning, Nigeria Info. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, Ifiemi Andrew.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, I'm calling from Mubumi.
Okay.
Ifiemi, if I should question, renovation here, we're not talking about virgin or fresh foundation. In this month,
Ken, unfortunately, difficulty in hearing you because of the network issues. You could try to call again. Good morning, Nigeria Info.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Ifiemi Andrew.
Yeah.
My name is Comrade Kowate Magnus. I'm calling you from Port Harcourt right now. Very quickly, in as much as I agree that the Secretariat needs renovation and our civil servant in the state need a better environment for work, and we deserve better in the state, I think the timing is a problem that we have. Like you rightly pointed out, there are processes towards this whole thing. And here we are today now. The whole administration is now saying that we need to renovate the Secretariat. Fine. But I think there are other things that the administrator should look at. The Bookman fish farm, the banana plantation, the cassava plant in Tai, and other important projects that is line fallow that the sole administration should be able to look into and see how it can be able to fix them. More importantly, flood. The rains are coming, and Nimet predicted that there will be flood in the state. What emergency measures has he put in place so that when this flood comes, he can be able to curtail it? I think these are most pressing things that we should talk about in the state. Well, however, what do I know? I think it is what it is today. And I want to appeal to Rivers people that whatever it is, we should just be enjoy. And very soon, all this thing will be over.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Let's take some messages. Lady G from Odili says, I'm in 100% support. In fact, Solar Administration should stay and complete it. Let the governor go to Abuja. Major says, greetings. Politics or not, renovation, infrastructure, etc. are very important. But the problem is, especially for the Secretariat, we don't want to see only painting of buildings. It needs proper mechanical renovation. Structural, I think is the word. Structural renovation. Good morning. I and my household will soon... Since the inception of the sole administrator, it has been one appointment after another, no development seen thus far, even though we would expect developments across the state. Judging from the huge financial allocation to the state during his time, he beams. I don't know if the committee questioned the how the budget is, the allocations is being spent. I'm sure they would, but whether that will be made public is also another thing. Sole administrator channels money for innovation into another meaningful project because there's no time. Marshall Odu from Rumomoy suggesting that one. Blessed Allah says, federal government in... Okay. Hello, I think the major problem is the delay in releasing the budget to the administrator, even after National Assembly's approval. I was shocked to know that till early this month, the president was yet to sign the budget. Christian from Port Harcourt, you sent that message in. Let's go to Facebook and take some comments there. What is this man still doing in the state? Is Rivers State, Benue State? Is Rivers State under attack? Honorable Tamano Tonye is asking. This blunder that came will haunt those Rivers indigenes who support it and all those who sat on the side and watch. This nightmare happened in Rivers State would also haunt them. Politics, worst politics I've ever seen in the world. Robert Patrick says, when will this tenure be due till he hands over to a legitimate governor? Micah Philibus on Facebook said, it's possible for the project to be done. It is possible, but would it be done is another question. If there is the will, there is the finance, then there is a way, and it can be done. And if it was to be that case, I mean, like Muriel said, we should already be seeing work starting now. My name is Ifiemi Andrew. Good morning. Hello, Port Harcourt is next with Jude.